Hello, all. Here we are in the third episode of Dare2Begin. Today's episode is going to be much unique in its own way. The first episode, we had the artist turned into entrepreneur, and in the previous week, we interacted with a corporate leader who dared to begin his entrepreneurial journey after 15 years of professional life. And today's episode is definitely unique in its own way because today we have a personality who I personally admire for a kind of person he is. I'm always fond of the work serve society in some or the other way. I've seen him right from my college days, and he's someone who stood for what he believed and tried over his dream and successfully moving towards his passion and goal. So here we have Mr. Ram Sundar, who is an Indian Forest Officer. Uh, Welcome, Ram Sundar. Can you tell a bit about yourself and your journey, and where are you now, and how is it going there? Your profession of cracking UPSC and getting into IFS, how it is going now?
Hi, hello everyone. This is Ram Sundar. So I am from Tamil Nadu and I am from agriculture background. Like I have done my graduation in horticulture. So my hometown is from Theni, Tamil Nadu, so near to Western Ghats. So I was there in living in the nature's bounty. I was enjoying there. So then I have done my graduation in horticulture. Then I start to prepare for UPSC. In my college days, after completing my college days, I started preparing for UPSC. My college is my turning point because there I got lot of opportunities, lot of club activities. There I got motivated to get into some administrative services. So then I took my career towards UPSC. And then I started my UPSC preparation. So during my UPSC preparation also, we have a group of friends. So we used to do a lot of things. So yeah, we used to run a blog and we used to run a e-magazine during my UPSC preparation. Then after getting into UPSC, I prepared for 3 years. In the third attempt, I got Indian Forest Service. Now I am in Indian Forest Service training as a probationer. So now I am posted in Gaya as a on-job trainee. So I have given Gaya range in charge also. So this is how I am going. Now I am in Gaya in Bihar. So everything is good as of now. So this is my short introduction.
Amazing. So one of the prime reasons I wanted to interact with Ram Sundar on this podcast is that so the main idea behind this particular podcast is Dare to Begin. So somebody who always took that first step to move towards their dream journey, and because whenever we want to do certain things in our lives, we face a lot of obstacles. People around you tell you that it is not possible, or it is definitely riskier to take certain decisions in your life. But what I've seen in Ram Sundar is that of course, he was preparing for UPSC, but his passion towards uh, agriculture and his passion towards horticulture and the way he motivated many of the college students, and he's successfully running a blog. You should definitely tell us about IMOT forum. So that's where I've seen somebody who I knew in my college days uh, is doing certain great things in the space of agriculture, and trying to assemble a group of youngsters and trying to make certain impact in the agriculture field. So that is something I've seen in him. And while he was preparing for UPSC, there was a lot of moments in which every UPSC aspirant will face in their lives, right? It is very difficult to crack an exam like that. But during that period, he managed things very effectively. That's what, as a person, as a friend, seeing from outside, I've always admired him for the efforts he has taken to, create certain impact around the space. It's more of an entrepreneurial spirit I've seen in him, where he was managing a group of youngsters, making them to, motivating them to write very interesting blogs. So tell us a bit about IMOT Forum, how you have started that, and I know still you are continuing it, and there are a couple of people working along with you. So of course, your UPSC journey inspired me, but this thing of yours, where you have tried to do certain things along with your long-term vision. So that is something definitely admired, not just me, but many people around us. So tell us a bit about IMOT Forum.
Okay. So mostly I used to give an interview about UPSC preparation and like motivation towards that direction. So this question is something like interesting to know because most of the people doesn't know about the thing like IMOT Forum, and I am behind it while it was started. So I will say about it also. Like after completion of college, we as a friend, we as a group of friends used to interact about agriculture things. Basically, I'm from horticulture, but most of my friends are from biotechnology background, and some of them from energy and environmental background. So this is the kind of relation because used to that hostel, we used to put in different courses, friends together in a hostel room. So I was more inclined. I used to know more about their stuff like biotechnology, how it works, and about environment also. So this is the thing. So we were also like we know more about biotechnology, absolutely, because we're agriculture background student, and we know actually what is the background behind biotechnology. There is like there are more of controversial things like GM. We should use genetically modified crops or not, and we can use hybrid crops or not. There is some fundamental basic difference that most of them doesn't know. So it was during that time that Jallikattu protest was happening in Tamil Nadu. So there was sudden rise of kind of upsurge in youth mentality towards the organic products. We should use organic products, like we should go for local products like that. That there was sudden upsurge in the minds of youth. So, and we also felt that there is also some kind of misguidance among the youths towards the organic products or so-called local products, because there is a hype in those things, and suddenly there was a lot of fake news and fake rumors are spreading about organic products like A2 milk. So this is the benefits of A2 milk. Like that, some brands are also emerging like that. So we were like that. That was the time when that social media thing was also growing up. Like so slowly that Facebook activism and like blogging and everything was growing up. So at that time we were commenting below those things. Like someone will be posting about against the GM. I am not like pro GM or against GM. Someone will be posting some misinformation about GM crops. Like they will show some brinjal from that is grown like enlarged. Some brinjal will grow, the size will be very big. They will be posting that this
Right.
is the brinjal from my background, my backyard. This grows very big. Government is introducing BT brinjal without my knowledge. See, this is BT.
Right.
Like that, there was some lot of videos, and we used to
Right.
comment below those videos. Like we are agriculture graduates, we know this is like not a BT brinjal. This is a normal
Right.
hybrid brinjal. Like that, we used to comment those things, and we
Right.
get lot of reactions to those comments. Like they will say that you are like anti-nationals, you are spreading rumors. They will be spreading rumors, but we are not allowed to speak. So we
Yeah.
think that there is lacking of fundamental difference between those things in agriculture like GM, like hybrid thing. These are the certain things. So we thought that we can also start some YouTube channel to spread about it. By the
Right.
time starting YouTube channel is a very big thing, so we didn't go for that. So we started blogging. So we started IMOT forum. So IMOT forum generally basically means like ignited minds of TNIU. So TNIU is our college. So we as a group of friends we started it, and we use the short form as IMOT because we thought that if we use the TNIU we need to get a lot of permissions also.
Right.
So so we use that short form like IMOT forum. We don't expand the thing. Like it went it less
Right.
like IMOT. Like
Yeah, it's more like a unique name now. Right. Yeah.
so in economy, it went like IMOT forum. So we started to write. First, we used to write blogs about the GM crops. That was written by 5 biotechnology students. They were like we are not like students. They were done PhD in various university across the continents. Like they are in Europe and other countries. So these five they were united by using ritual ways, and they start writing some series about biotechnology. And then I was preparing UPSC. Then I started to write about the schemes of agriculture. So, but by the time I used to prepare for UPSC, so I know about the particular scheme, like what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, what could be done to improve those schemes. So I used to write about those things. And there were energy and environment guys. They used to write about green buildings and solar technology and emerging environmental technology. So I used to run a blog like that. So then
Right.
we started a e-magazine kind of thing. So basically, running a website also involves a lot of cost. But by the time everyone was unemployed by that time. So we started e-magazine, and we used to collect minimum price for that, like 100 rupees per year for e-magazine. It will be monthly e-magazine. So through that money, we paid for our server and domain and everything we manage like that. So, but we don't pay for our writers, and we don't get anything additional from, like, we don't post any advertisement. We don't encourage advertisements in our website also. It is like knowledge platform, just like that.
Right.
So then we found that we were the first e-magazine run by agriculture graduates. So then we
Right.
started in also, like Kalanipu with that Tamil magazine. Now it is run by second set of juniors. They were running it like their own thing. So I am less involved in the Tamil version. So then after clearing UPSC, now the juniors are maintaining, because I don't have any adequate time to write also, like blogging. So I
Right.
and I am not also allowed to discuss the schemes the way I was discussing as a earlier, like an aspirant or common man.
So this entire journey is really inspiring because I came to know that from you that you have started this after seeing that there were negative messages and fake news around our internet, right? Which is a biggest threat for the present internet because right now anybody can write, anybody can start a blog, anybody can post any type of video they want. So the entire space of content creation democratized, right? Previously, people needed a lot of technology to create certain video or a lot of equipments to create a blog or a website. Right now anybody can create a website or anybody can create a video, which is good in a way, right? Anybody can express their point of views, but what you have mentioned is something I have personally witnessed also, right? Since I am from food processing background, I have met a lot of people who are talking about this plastic rice and kurkure contains plastic, and generally you should not consume packet milks and all these kind of, and you should not consume chicken. These are very common things which which is spread, fake news is spread across the WhatsApp and other mediums, and your efforts of standing against that and in fact starting a blog to educate people is something really inspiring. This podcast is about as I mentioned, it is about dare to begin. Go for what you believe and what you think about or what you actually want to do in your life. I mean, that's the idea of this podcast. Where what is inspiring me more is the idea of yours, where you guys came together to educate people, which is phenomenal. So that brought my second question. So since you mentioned about digital, I mean the power of digital, and you consistently wrote blogs. Right now you are in a government. Uh, you are a professional. You are supposed to do a lot of things for the society and the community, and you're taking care of a lot of things. So what do you think is the impact of digital and how it is helping you? What type of what is the power of digital and social media according to you, and how government officials like you, because many people might watch this, can you tell a bit about what type of social media efforts you are taking to educate people and making certain impact?
So I do know a lot of people who, like senior IAS officer and civil servants. They were using social media, but I avoid saying their names and mentioning them, because I will say what I am doing and what I know and I am doing with the social media and digital marketing. So the first question in first that you are asking a series of questions. The first thing, like how digital media is helping to connect, like. The first thing I do is, like, after getting into IFS and I was posted in field training, either two instances I use digital media to get something done. The first is that I have in my range I have given JP Park, like Jayaprakash Narayanan Park is there. So in that park, it was given to me, and I was asked to develop some innovative components in that park. So I posted a simple messages, just photographs of JP Park in my Instagram handle. So, and I asked people to comment what are the things I can be done in the park to improve those things. So I received a lot of comments for it. So I filtered those comments, like 3 or 4 comments, and I implement those things, like creating a on-site vermicompost unit, and creating something like to avoid plastic waste out of wealth garden, like that. They were giving me 2 or 3 suggestions also. And in that one suggestions, one of me messages about butterfly garden. Then I got curious about what is butterfly garden, and she told that she has developed some, he or she, I forgot that particular person, she had her own experience of creating a butterfly garden in her own garden. So likewise, I got good contact with those people. So their kind of professionalism can be bought through those social media and can implement in the ground through me. So this is the way that the people voices are heard through social media. So this is the one thing. And second thing is that in the same park we were using manual tickets. I found that even after long days, and we are saying that digital India, we are just tearing the ticket and giving to people. I find it's like what is thing we should develop into an online system. Then we find that we need to create some software thing. Then we approached some
Right.
big companies for developing those software, and they were charging us like 85,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, like that, because obviously they know we are government people, so we can spend like any. Then I find that this is very costly, because like it's a basic ticketing software. Like if we want ticket like 20 rupees, like 4 person, they should get it printed. So I find it very simple. Then I thought that why can't I ask to my friends like that. Then I thought that asking to friends is not the thing. Then I discussed with my DFO. He told that we can create a contest kind of thing. Then we posted a software creating contest for that park, and we received some 5 or 6 people applying for that contest through mail. They have up them, and we finally shortlisted one thing, 2 persons, like one team. They were 2 persons from the nearby engineering college in Sasaram, just near to us, like just near to Gaya. So they have installed the
Okay.
software for us, and we have given certificate and cash prize to them. And later I find that how then I asked them, how do you know these contests is happening? The same way that contest poster that event has reached him through social media only, through my Insta
Okay.
handle. This Insta handle is shared by many Bihar officials, some Bihar popular, some Instagram handle. They shared it like, and it went viral, and they reached some particular person, and they have developed software for us. So this is like win-win
Okay.
situation. They are also recognized for their work for contributing to the government thing, and we are also very happy that some young minds are working for it, and they are also acknowledged for that work. In this way, I think that digital media and social media thing is like bridging the gap between those the thing, like people and the government. This is the same thing that my government.india is also doing. They are getting feedbacks from the people, they are getting suggestions from the people, they are conducting logo contests, they are conducting some website designing contests, software contests. So ideathon,
Right.
hackathon, lot of thing government is also doing. Like this social media thing and digital concept is like bridging the gap between that a group of people who are deciding and executing, and the group of people who have some novel innovation thing and who are ready to work for the government. Apart from they are not actually in the part of government, they are like common people. They are helping the government to run in a more efficient and digital way. The second
Right.
question is like you asked how the civil servants can use the social media in the right way. So earlier, no, earlier that like when the civil servants used to have the contacts of local media persons, they used to have the
Right.
certain group of media persons. So if it's something happened, they will say to them. So they will come and cover the news section, or they will prepare a news for those activities. Like if I conducted some right, so I will be giving
Right.
news to the news persons. I will informing them earlier, or I inform in the ground, so they will come and do the certain thing. In the same way, now this is the thing I don't know. I don't I hasn't done it in a planned way. It happened so. So I after coming into Bihar and posted in Gaya, the first thing I do is I followed all the famous Instagram handles of Bihar, like Explore Bihar, Wow Patna. So like that, there will be some 5 or 6 Instagram handles which have huge follower
Right.
base. I used to follow them. The first thing why I followed them is that I can get the some thing like Bihar is new to me. I could learn what are the things happening in Bihar around me. So for that, I followed those Instagram handles, and these Instagram handles followed me back because I am an
Okay.
IFS officer trying to Bihar. They followed me back. Now the situation is improving that. So I have conducted that software context. I posted it my social in my status of Instagram. They retweeted, they reshared in their post. So it went
Right.
throughout the Bihar. So like it's like win-win situation. Like
Right.
recently, state's first bird festival held in Jammu recent 2 days back. So I went there. I shared few pictures in my Instagram handle, and and those persons also they also reshared it. So it's like the
Okay.
same thing. Earlier, the civil servants and media has some kind of relationship. So to bridge the gap between the people and government, Now I think the
Right.
civil servants should have same kind of relationship with those social media handles, because they are also doing a very good thing, because they will be
Right.
sharing news about the persons who needs bloods. Some floods or something happening, they are the people who organizes the money and supply to those peoples. Like they are doing also the very good job. They are not like just a meme page or just like some content creation page. They used to help the people. They used to reach lot of peoples in near locality. So I
Right.
don't need to think more, so I just share with them. So if they feel that I don't force them, or I don't like it's just kind of sharing. If they feel that the content is good enough to share, that if the content is
Right.
good enough, it should reach lot of people, they will share in those handles, and those handles will be followed by lot of youth people. So it directly
Right.
reaches me to the youth. So
Right.
this is the way I find that this is not that strategically I have done or planned and do. This is the thing I
Right.
have done in 2 months, and I know that it's working very good as of
It's a
now.
good
What
strategy, right? I think, yeah, I
uh,
think, as you mentioned, every state has, every city has a unique page. Let's say, even
uh,
for Salem, there are unique pages where people post about information about Salem. And I think every city right now has a good Instagram handle. I think thanks to all the meme creators and the page, Instagram pages out there, because many a times it is perceived that there are a lot of negative things happening in social media, and generally the people, our elders, used to tell that there is a lot of negativity and things like that. Of course, there are, but a lot of good things happening because of Instagram, and we witnessed that during the Jallikattu protest as well. There are a lot of positivity in Instagram, but at the same time, the negative side of things also. But this is something great. I think many officials who are looking at this podcast, listening to this podcast, can try this. Just go and follow the pages, respective pages of the city, and the youngsters of that particular city is going to facilitate the communication in a very much effective way. This is something we can definitely. You should write a blog, or you should maybe we can keep this clip separately and tell people how it has helped the government and the officials. Definitely,
yeah.
it's interesting.
Actually, no, if we create actually no, I am also part of that Gaia Forest Division handle. We have Twitter handle and Facebook handle, but we couldn't reach so many people as those people reach, like Explore Bihar,
Right,
WAP, like Bihar tourism, because they share a lot of creative contents and beautiful content that attract a lot of people. Our will be like
right,
official hand. We will be posting like we have conducted trade, we have launched this product, like that. So we need to develop like kind of like partnership kind of thing, collaboration kind of thing.
right,
So it's like a win situation for both of them. They also look for some good content to show that these things are happening in my city, so they are proud of it.
right,
And we also need to showcase our efforts, or showcase, we also need some help also, not just showcasing. We also need some help, like selling our products or selling our services, like also showcasing what are the things happening. So it's a win-win situation for both of them.
right. Amazing. In fact, like that was my next question also. I was supposed to ask. I wanted to ask about what youngsters should do in order to serve the society. How they should use digital, and that was my next question which I wanted to ask. But I think the this conversation actually told like how certain youngsters are. So I wanted to ask about the kind of impact and impact which digital and internet has in the villages, because you have been to many villages and suburbs of the country. So, what do you think? How's the digital penetration? Because we are uniquely, we have been told about digital India and how the digital is growing across the country. We know after Geo's penetration, the internet growth is getting exponential across the country. So, as a government civil servant, I would like to know how's the digital penetration in the villages of the country, and how the small MSMEs, the business owners, are utilizing the digital's potential and how they are making use of it. So, if you have any specific ideas of how people and the small business owners should make use of the technology available, and how it can be utilized for their benefits. So, do you have anything to share about the digital impact for the small businesses, specifically in the villages of the country?
So, so in rural India, particularly, I am now in Bihar, so I could well say about how internet penetration in India is about. So earlier, we were thinking that digital India is like it will be like digital divide to have and have not. So it will be creating a divide between all of them. So, but actually, that internet penetration is there in rural India also. Like the simple technology, they're using not that very big technology like Zoom software or something, but like minimum like software, minimum like WhatsApp can make a big change in that. So, for in our administration, right, we can't inspect all the places physically, but we need some regular updates, like what are the things happening day to day, what are the day to day developments, what are the things that, what if they are giving some, they are growing some new crops, we need to know the regular updates of the crop, what is the stage, do they have done weeding, do they have done watering. So in nursery also we need to know the regular updates. So like we have small WhatsApp groups in administration, so we also have through these WhatsApp groups we used to ask them to upload photos regularly. So everyone is having smartphones. So India is having more smartphones than the number of persons in the country. So we used to know those things like that is the thing also. So they will be uploading those photos regularly, even if they are not well aware of using those technology. They used to they use with the help of their children or those people who are near to us. If they, so they used to upload the photos regularly. So we'll get the regular updates of the thing what is happening in that particular field, the interior and rural areas also. So every evening also in my division, in my range also, I used to ask them to send photos regularly. So now I need to cross check also if they are if they are doing it in a regular way. And we there is some softwares like if we used to take photos from that particular mobile app, we used to get GPS reading, date, time, and everything. So this is used for
Right.
inspection, because earlier they used to do the inspection. We are not known whether they have gone to the site or not. So if we ask them to
Right.
upload few pictures of the site, it will be with the GPS reading with the location, time, date, and everything. So they could not
Right.
escape. They should go to the field actually to do those certain things like that. The
Right.
things. So this is the way like small WhatsApp is making a lot of change in the way that administration is running. So apart from this administration, that for startups and innovators, no. So I have been invited to talk to an incubator like TAB, if Trichy Agribusiness Incubator. So I have been asked to give a lecture about how social media could be used for digital marketing kind of thing. There also I shared a similar thing, like digital marketing is like not a very big thing like we are thinking about like personal branding, like branding a product or everything. So that depends on the level of thing like we are doing. So earlier I also shared some Instagram pages, like we are sharing certain things to Instagram pages. If they feel good, they are sharing also. In a similar way I find that we have been talking about the old persons, they were selling some in the dhaba in Delhi that become viral after a social media post. In the same
Right.
after that, then every social media activist, they were so not social media, every social media user, they have been sharing pictures about the dabas, the nearby location. In my Gaya also,
Right.
I find all the social media pages, they were listing the dabas nearby. This is the daba, this is done by 90 years old man, this is the daba done by this he is a former freedom fighter, he is running this tea shop. So like that they
Right.
created some kind of branding for certain things, and it also created
Right.
a level impact like the Delhi Daba has created an impact in all the rural India.
Right.
So the same
Right.
thing like I find some masala company, not company, it's a homemade. She used to make a masala. She is a housewife. She used to make a masala like chili powder and other masala she used to make. So she doesn't use many things. She just use a WhatsApp. See, whenever she prepares some masala, as soon as she posts a story in WhatsApp, like this, I have made this chili powder. This is very fresh, and just I have made. She used to share a lot of photos that after coming it from after it is like powder, she used to take photo, and after putting it in a box, she used to take a photo and share it. So immediately,
Right.
those who have number of that lady, they used to see the story of that lady. That masala powder is ready now. So they order it through WhatsApp. Mommy, I need 2 or 3 pack, three masala pack. So she used to send it to someone like her husband or child to going through it. So she used to send it to them, and her child or her husband get money from them. And you see, this is the simple way the branding works in the local level. So the same
Right.
way, like I also say that all the startup and innovators would use these kind of small tricky levels, tricky ways to build up their own brands. So don't think
Right.
that brand the other things will take like lot of money or invest. We have to invest lot of money. It takes it
Right.
time. If you branding is the brand starts going, and if you reach lot of customers, then you can go for your branding. And the second thing is
Right.
about it is about marketing thing is that mostly I find that those startups and most innovators who start developing their products, they used to sell those products in um, a very primitive level of packaging. They don't spend more for their packaging. Like if they are doing some, they are making some, they are getting some wild honey and they are distributing it. They don't spend more for that packaging material, because we as a customer only see those like packaging. We judge the quality of material
Packaging.
as packaging. They will be saying
Exactly.
that this is the wild honey. We get it from like hills of Kodaikanal, hills of Ooty, and they will putting it in the box of some other boxes like from
Brand.
other some other
Right.
masala boxes or something, and they will be sending. It will be just a matter of 10 rupees or 20 rupees. And now a lot of free
Right.
softwares are available like Canva, and I think they can design their own logo or their own label. They can just print it at a matter of 2 rupees, and they can make it as a brand and product. So they don't spend most of it, like not only for products but also for services also. So like
Right.
the visibility should improve. The same thing applies for government sector also. Yeah,
Right.
yesterday we visited Jamui Bird Festival. There were a lot of stalls of government department. We used to encourage people to do make of lot of things, like leaf play.
Right.
The plates made up of leaves
Right.
and some powders and everything. So we Gaya division we had made up similar thing like wild honey and bear achar, like a pickle made out of wild bear and anything. Our DFO has spent quite lot of efforts for creating a brand like Aranyak, and we have created a label also, beautiful label, and boxed it. And we find that
Right.
when compared to other government departments and government sector who are creating, but they just make it in a paper bag or plastic bag, just sealed it, and one small paper in that written that X and Y is at department, and this is the product. That's all. So they think that okay,
Right.
we are thing, so we need this level of
Right.
packaging is like that. So it doesn't work in that way. We should spend more for labeling and packaging. So
Right.
it will like it is a small investment, but it will take it to a greater level. So
It,
and also
absolutely.
try to reach to a local level first. Whenever you are creating a brand, don't think that we should start it at a national brand. We should try it at a local level, like just a status of our social media. And also,
Right.
I say that every entrepreneur and startup should believe that those who are in their contact list is not their actual customers. Because we used to say, I have started an e-magazine. I am not forced. I should not be in a state of mentality that all my contacts, all the persons who knows me, should buy the paper and should buy the e-magazine and read. The similar way, every
Right.
startups and entrepreneurs will think that whenever they launch or start a new product, they will think that okay, my uncle should get it, my friend should
Yeah.
get it, like that. They will get it
Right.
one time or two time. They can get it and encourage you, but you should stand
Exactly.
alone in a way that you can able to
Right.
send it to those person who are apart from your contact, who are not in your contact list. So you should
Right.
brand your thing and brand your you should prepare your branding strategy so that it reaches the persons who are not actually in your contact list, who are actually known to your, who are not actually in your inner circle. You should take it to your outer circle. So you should think it. So
Right.
but mostly we forget that initial there will be upsurge. Suddenly if I launch a wild honey, Ramsundar wild honey, then most of my friends will be getting it. Most of the friends will be sharing in their story. So suddenly I can send 100 bottles. But what next? So we should
Right.
it in a long term, and we should
Think big. Right.
try to find the ways that should reach the persons who are not in our contact list. Those persons who are not in our contact list is the good persons who are really support for our business.
Yes, many times people around you don't tend to support when you're starting something. Yeah, absolutely. And as a takeaway, I'm just concluding whatever points you have mentioned. So if you're a small business, don't think much about marketing and branding. You can create your own logo in many softwares like Canva, and there are many other tools in which you can do good designs without much knowledge. With the basic tools and usage knowledge about laptops and computers, you can create your own brand that is not going to cost you much. That is one point you mentioned. And the second point is start using basic tools like WhatsApp. And right now we have WhatsApp business. In fact, we are using WhatsApp business for many bigger brands also these days, because WhatsApp is a very easier and a, direct way of communicating with their consumers, which is something really great. In fact, we are implementing WhatsApp business messenger for some of the big brands of the country also. So I think WhatsApp business is something many people should try using for their business, because it's more like a website. You can create all your portfolio and products and list it in your number. And in fact, WhatsApp is also launching payment modes where, like just like GPay, you can transact money also, which is coming these days. Of course, in the past few days, there are certain speculation going over WhatsApp. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's very, again, it is about the random sharing and things happening. Of course, like most of the products which you are getting for free, there you are the product. We have read it somewhere, and it's nothing wrong about it, right? Like it is communicating a lot of things, and it is making a lot of uh, things easier in our lives. Previously, before WhatsApp, the communication was much difficult to transfer images, to transfer videos. We used to wait, but right now, we need to appreciate the kind of impact it has created, as you mentioned, how WhatsApp is being used in even in the administrative services. So definitely there are a lot of positive things. Again, let's not talk about the negative side. Like there are a lot of positives. Let's just move towards that.
one more thing, like when we are talking about WhatsApp, I want to mention the other thing also. We should choose the right platform also. Like if I am like a consultant, if I am like an entrepreneur of something, like I am like personal kind of thing, we can choose like LinkedIn. We should select the platform that we can use, and we should use. Like we should not use all the platform for all the products. That there should also lies a
Right,
key. Like if I am active in all the social media, but I don't put the same content in all the social media. Like if I am doing a particular
exactly.
thing, I don't put the same content in Insta and same content in Twitter and same content in LinkedIn and same content in Facebook. So the thing is that
Right,
each platform has its own unique base of followers, we used to call, and friends, like actually the
right,
friends for me. So they used to have like if you are selling some products like wild honey, like some milk products or something, like some products like cashew products or something, you can use Instagram. But if you are using Twitter for selling those products, I don't think you will get the right audience in Twitter. But if
right,
you are writing some, if you are developing some content kind of like e-magazine or some content like blogging or something, you can use Twitter, because that is the way you can
right,
connect with other intellectuals in the Twitter handle. So we can use Twitter for those things. Like if you are a
right.
consultant, or if you are like motivator, if you are influencer, you can develop your profile using LinkedIn. So but
Right.
if you are like a better content creator, and if you are like influencer motivator, and if you are using Instagram, that is mostly used to for mostly used to for like entertainment kind of
Purely
thing, then you
perspective.
that you will not stand alone. So like if you are what type of business also, what type of social media, we should select those business and those social media perfectly. We should not use all the social media for selling all those products, and we should select the particular social media, and you should brand it in those social media particular focusing. I am sure that a single individual cannot maintain all the social media effectively. If you are posting the same content in the same way in all the social media, your content will not reach to the particular audience. So you should develop your content and social media content in those manner that it shoots to the particular social media handles. It is not absolutely like a sacred that you should use all the social media handles to promote your product or certain things.
Right,
And regarding
right. That is
WhatsApp,
also me. Yeah.
regarding WhatsApp, I can say that WhatsApp can be used at the primitive stage. Like if you are like a homemaker, and if you are like if you are having if you are like older enough that you can't maintain like Instagram, like Instagram needs some kind of like hashtags and everything. A lot of stuff that we need to make the our post to reach like Instagram. They have a lot of things. But WhatsApp, it's simple. Like we take a photo and keep it status. Like that is used for homemakers and those who are not that much tech savvy to improve their things. So we there is much we should also give importance to select those social medias that suits our business also. That's also the one thing.
Exactly. Right. Thanks for sharing this insight. I think specifically I wanted to discuss about how MSMEs in the country need to utilize digital. In fact, many youngsters are using it very effectively, and I think these basic points people need to keep in mind when they want to start a business and project. And these days, people are also utilizing reels. Small business are utilizing platforms like TikTok. I mean, TikTok is not there, but short video content is also something many small and brands from villages are using, and that's an effective way. I think definitely there is a long way to go for digital penetration in the country. People like people, civil servants like you, if you can create a lot of education about this kind of usage to the local people, I think there lies a huge potential, right? India is a country where most of the talents uh, have already, started using internet from the cities, but the uh, next 100 crores of people are from the villages of the country, right? Already 25% of the country is internet connected. So I think uh, local languages and specific geographical, people who are from the villages and the second tier and third tier of cities are going to use more of digital in the coming days. So I would I would request you to create a lot of awareness campaign for small businesses. I think people like you can create a huge impact, as you mentioned in the beginning you are doing so. Please continue to do so. And we are almost towards the end of the conversation, where I want to ask few more questions. So since you are continuously interacted with the youngsters and the college, be it our juniors or again other youngsters which you have worked with for your purposes in college, and I would like to know certain things because many a times entrepreneurship or businesses are connected with money, right? People are mainly focused on money making. Of course, at the end of the day, any business should make money, but your idea of social entrepreneurship, where you're creating certain content to educate people and create certain basic impact, so that is something as a youngsters, as a youth community, if many of us starting to uh, create content, and many of us because each one of us are unique in our own way, right? Because you are good in horticulture, and probably somebody else can talk about wildlife, somebody else can talk about environment, and there are many people around here. Somebody can talk about technology, metallurgy, and there are a lot of things out there. So what type of utilizations youngsters should do in order to improve the society, be it nature, wildlife, or environment? How youngsters can come together to conserve the wildlife, environment, or this entire space where we are living? Can you tell a bit about that?
So, compare from that the thing in that earlier days. Now the sense of like green thing, like environmentalism is like a buzzword. Everyone tends to be more environment friendly. Like usage of bamboo products is increasing. Now, if we are carrying our own bags to the shops, and we think that carrying our own bags is a very right thing and very like very very good thing to do. Like that, the more environment thing is going on in our stages also, and it's like it's also like a compulsion also. If you are selling some products in a stall, we are forced to sell it in a cloth bag. We are particularly avoiding those plastic. We are trying to find those things that are plastic and those things that are not renewable too. We are trying to avoid those things in our daily lives also, at least in those when we are projecting our products or projecting our thing also. Like we have put a stall in a CM function, and we also try to look in those things. Like we are trying to avoid all the non-renewable things, and we are also trying to avoid those plastic wastes, and we are trying to put more environment way also. So things are improving. With regards to the youth, the thing is that we can contribute to environment in any way. Like it is not particularly that we should get into IFS and we should help the environment. Yeah, the more basic way we can do is like we can carry our own bags. We should avoid going for vehicles and these things like that. And one more thing is that when compare, we are talking about digital things also, and we are talking about environment thing also. The one thing is that nowadays, due to the social media usage, I find that people are more venturing into the wild and nature areas more, like to post in those social media handles. And we are also quite responsible for that. IFS officers also, we will be venturing into the most wild and pristine natures. We are supposed to do that for to keep it away from poachers. We have to go for ride and something. So we used to put photos of that in our social media, so that people are more activated and more love to go towards the area. So in this way, that environmental is affecting the thing I am talking is about the tourism kind of thing. We have the incident about the fire accident in Kumuli, that the group of trekkers went there and there was a sudden forest fire and they have got stuck in that, and we have lost life there. It happened in Theni, my district, so I am well aware about that incident. So I recommend the youths to not venture into too much pristine areas for in the name of tourism. And whenever you go for tourism, you try to go in a sustainable way. Like nowadays, it's trending that we should go for a long travel in a bike. So
Right,
they think that going in a bike to a very long distance in mountain areas, they think that this is the very good thing for tourism, and posting it in a social media also. Going for tour
right,
is a very good thing. It creates a lot of revenue, it creates a lot of employment, and it creates a lot of things. It is the only way that government can. It is one of the way to that government can earn a lot of money is through tourism only. So getting the money from your pockets to the government back. So it's a good thing, right? But you try to go it in a sustainable way. If you can go by public transport also. I could find that in Ooty, Kodaikanal, and also in Himalayas also. We were in Dehradun also. So when we go for the tours in Dehradun and Himachal area, so we also find a lot of bikes, mostly like Royal Enfield, because by
right,
seeing all the movies and everything, everyone like if you go to Himachal and Dehradun or Mussoorie, the thing they should go only in Royal Enfield. They have developed
yeah,
such a type of culture, and there were
right,
like everything is jammed there. We couldn't move our vehicle. There is traffic jam everywhere. We should try to go in a more sustainable way. We should try to go in a we should try to move in a public transport. I couldn't force them, but you can also try that thing also.
yeah.
That is the thing, very
Using
good
more
thing.
of
Like
public transport, exactly. Right,
public transport, and also try to use the local products when you are going for a tour. Like tour is the thing that we should use the local products. We should consume those local foods. So we are going
right,
in a tour, and I don't want to mention the products are. If we are going to the very big restaurant in that particular location and consuming, I don't consider it as a tour and doesn't help those locals
right,
living there. If you are going
yeah,
there, you should try to get it in the nearby dhaba or something. You have interaction with those people and take food from them, and it will give them a lot of revenue for them. So in this way, I
right,
think that nature and environment can be linked, and there are a lot of natural national park sanctuary areas that the tourists are allowed to, like Top Slip, Mudumalai, and lot of areas in Tamil Nadu also, and all over India. Our forest department is creating a lot of avenues for you to experience wild and experience nature, pristine nature. You try to restrict in those areas alone. I don't recommend you to go into the wild, which are restricted only to the
right,
wild environment. So don't
right.
venture into that. Don't risk
So
your life. And also,
in the name of exploring, don't get into wildlife, don't get into spaces which is meant for animals or
and
the natural resources, right?
pristine nature,
So I
because
think many people, as you mentioned, like they go across the border and they create certain things which actually affecting the environment. Exactly, yeah. So
the
that is
major
a
elephants in Tamil Nadu and mostly in Western Ghats region is that the elephants are dying mostly due to those bottles, alcohol bottles, that broken bottles. They used to
right,
stamp it over that elephant weight. It's very big weight, and the bottle pieces
right,
gets into its legs. It bleeds a lot and it dies due to single bottle piece. It gets died. So this is the
right.
thing we are doing. Like so, I do recommend the youth to go to tour in those areas that are permitted for, and to enjoy the nature, love the nature, but uh, don't affect those things in the name of tourism. So that's my request.
I think so. I was asking about how we can preserve. I think, but this point makes a lot of sense because even if you're not doing anything and leaving the nature as such, it is nothing is going to get affected because right now it's humans who are going beyond the limits and actually creating the impact. So I think that's a valuable point. I think we need to highlight it. Many times we talk about conservation and everything, but it's mostly about not doing things which are supposed to do. It's about being yourself and just not going beyond your limits. That's a valuable point. I think we'll highlight this point for the viewer. And in fact, I was about to ask one more question about wildlife, and that's where you also told. Like, I wanted to talk about bit about tourism and how it is, what type of business opportunities and what type of government schemes are out there, or not exactly schemes, but because we were told a lot about, and even in media and everywhere we are seeing about Make in India and Startup India and all things like that. So specifically, I wanted to ask, since you are from the nature and wildlife background, I wanted to know what are the business opportunities for youngsters, and what are the problems there? Because a business comes up when you solve a basic fundamental problem. So, what are the opportunities there in the space of environment, wildlife, and nature? What are the things people can pursue, or youngsters can think this as an option? Because many a times when they think about starting up their own business, it is mostly digital centric, or maybe like a food restaurant type, or maybe it's technology side, right? But what are the business opportunity do you feel youngsters can tap on, which is around the nature space, which is around the environment space, wildlife space? So, if you have any idea, please share it.
Oh, it's a very good question that I am glad that you have asked this question. So I was also, my mind is also thinking in the same way that more kind of startups should be going towards environment and agriculture. The thing is that tourism is the great thing, and I believe that even in Bihar, that government is promoting a lot of tourism centric activities through forest department, because it is the only thing people are ready to spend a lot for tour. If you are going for tour, we don't mind. If you are we don't mind for spending a lot, because we have created certain budget for it, and we are spending a whole lot. If like if you are going in the evening to have a tea, and if tea costs 15 rupees, we think that what is this 15 rupees. Then we go to next shop and get it the tea for 10 rupees. But imagine if you are on a tour and we are in Kodaikanal or Ooty and the tea is priced as 20 rupees, we used to drink it without asking the next question. So that's the kind of
Right,
mental used to have in the tour or picnic mode. So tour is the thing that we can get a lot of revenue that government is also doing through the promotion of ecotourism and creating a lot of parks, gardens, and everything. You can see that Statue of Unity in Gujarat, and recently Rajgir, that we have developed that zoo safari and nature camp and everything that is related to that, attracting a lot of tourists to there and creating an revenue out of it. In the same way, I also recommend the youngsters and startups to think to make revenue out of, to make entrepreneurship out of tourism activities. Like that people we are more away from that local level. Like our generation and the next generation, they will be mostly away from the rural background, or they doesn't know how the village system works, how the people live in villages. They don't know. I have recently read an article or news clip. I don't know whether it is correct or not, but it's a very interesting thing. People loves to live in the jails, so we need to experience how the jail life is. So I have seen that in a particular country, they have created a concept like jail tourism, where that you have
right,
to register at jail, you will go there and you will stay there for five days or 6 days. You will be providing
okay,
the clothes jail prisoners will be wear, and you will be providing the same food, and you will be treated in the same way, and you have to do certain kind of activities in the jail environment. So everyone will like to experience that kind of jail tourism kind of experience. So everyone got enrolled and it becomes huge success. Actually, the government has done that one. I am slowly getting that news. Government felt that lot of jails in that in their countries empty, so they have left it for jail kind of tourism. This is the way, like
right,
people, the same way the people likes to experience a lot of things. The people likes to experience how the laborers in tea estate works. They want to
right,
live in the place of how the tea estate workers live. They want to collect the tea. They like collect the tea leaves, and they have to experience how it process. So this is the
right,
tourism opportunity there. And the people
right,
like to live in a environment where the farmers actually live. They need to experience
right,
those. So they need to live in a particular hut, and they need to live in the hut. So they wish to do those activities that farmers is doing, like plucking the fruits, or like harvesting the crops, or just like weeding. They are ready to do those things. So this is like
right,
agri-tourism kind of thing. These kind of things that youth can venture into. Like rural youth, they feel that they don't have opportunity, they don't have technology. Just develop into your own form into agro-tourism kind of thing. and you invite people to work
Right.
there. So you will be getting a lot of people to work there, but they will be paying for you. It's like reverse thing. If you are
Exactly.
employing laborers, you have to pay for them. That you say that my you can post a post like my field is full of bendi, bendi I have grown. My field is full of bendi. So anyone can come and enjoy
Right.
plucking up those bendis. So they will be coming by spending money. They will be staying in your house. You can provide your own food. Like home tourism is popular in Kerala also. So same thing. So
Right.
same thing. I personally feel I personally want to experience the life of fisherman. I want to go and live
Right.
in a hamlet of fishermen. I have to live in their home for 2 or 3 days. I have to go into the sea and venture how they are doing
Right.
fishing, and I have to learn fishing, and I have
Right.
to eat the fish that I have fished. So this is the experience that I want to
Yeah.
have.
Fresh
So
food.
so likewise, we can rope lot of tourism centric opportunity. The common way the people are like very far, we are not connected to those grassroots level. We are not experiencing those things that our previous generation is exposing, that they have experienced. So we
Exactly.
can develop this kind of tourism centric opportunities. Actually, the government is also thinking the same way. So we are creating
Right.
camps, winter camps. We are just creating a tents in Rajasthan. I found that there will be a lot of tents in the desert. So that is a
Right.
natural way they are living it. But we want to experience how the people in desert in living that. So we are spending a lot of paise and we are living in their tent, and we are going in a camel ride and we are paying it for them. So in this way,
Right.
the person who owns the camel gets money, the person who is building the tents gets money, and the person who
Right.
prepares food gets money, and it creates
Right.
a lot of money in the particular tourism kind of activity. So I recommend those youths and entrepreneurs to think in those way. So those associated we can create some apps and mobile things that what are the tourism activities available there, what are the contacts available there. We can
Yeah.
create some blog and everything. So based on that, so that those bloggers and bloggers also will get a lot of revenue. Like that way, in that there's a lot of associated way also.
Yeah, we shared out a lot of tourism and the wildlife-based business ideas. I think people who are listening to it, probably somebody should take this up. And this is fantastic, right? Like if we can tap even micro things like that, there is a huge opportunity and there is a huge pool of money which entrepreneurs can bring into. And I think Airbnbs should start listing. I think there are already few, as you mentioned, Kerala is doing home tourism. There is a huge scope for farm tourism and fishery. I think these things are really interesting. If somebody is channelizing it, there is a huge potential. Thank you for the ideas. I think we had an interesting chat. With one last question, which I'm asking all the viewers. So we are at the end of the conversation. So you have been doing a lot of things. You have started your own blog. You went on to create a website and started educating people, viewers, and then you started pursuing for 3 years continuously fighting for the what you wanted to achieve. I mean, during that particular period, many aspirants will face similar kind of questions like are you going to do this? It is definitely people will start talking negative things when looking at somebody who is continuously trying for what they are passionate about or what their life goals are about. So you would have faced a lot of questions. If not from the parents or maybe from the surroundings, from the friends, probably friends would have suggested you go for a job or you could have tried some other things. But what I liked, as I mentioned initially, you stood for what you actually wanted to do and you kept on trying it. That persistence and the way you looked upon the things, that definitely admired not just me but many people. I want to ask you, what is that one thing which drives you? Because I'm asking this question because I wanted to know what is that internal motivation from the entrepreneurs or the business leaders or the corporate leaders. What is that one thing which motivates you internally amidst of all the negative things and the comments around you? What is that one thing which motivates you internally?
So it's a very difficult question. I don't have any ready-made answer for that one particular thing. But the thing is that if I am idle, no, I don't think that that doesn't suit to me. That's sitting idle and doing nothing, that doesn't suit to me. I used to do certain things in I need to be keep me engaged. I need to, but some fire is going burning inside me. I think that I should give fuel to it. Like with the way
right,
I don't feel to be sitting idle, and I don't want to be. This is the thing that even during my college days, I also find those ways which I could keep me engaged. The next, during my UPSC preparation, I don't focus only on UPSC preparation. I also do certain lot of things that UPSC aspirant doesn't do, because they were studying
right,
for the full, but I don't want to study it for the entire day, because I don't like that also. I want to keep me engaged, so I write blogs and done something like creating
right,
magazine and so. And after getting into service also, there are a lot of opportunities, because we are given with some kind of powers and positions also. So I also keep me engaged by doing certain things like doing computer. So just the simple thing. After hearing this question, I got the answer to me myself. Like, keep
right.
yourself engaged, do something
Engage.
and do something, then you will keep engaged. Like, don't sit idle and don't complain the things. That is the common mentality. I find a lot of things. If you are not for, if they're not engaged, they will find some reasons and complaints. This is not for me, this is not available, so I will not do that. So
Right,
this is the situation, this is the reason, this is the complaint. This thing, no, better I will say this thing. I was an NCC cadet. So being an NCC cadet, we were not allowed to give reason, and we were not allowed to complain also. If you are late, I am late. Bas ho
right,
gaya. That's the thing. So that habit
right,
developed me in NCC actually. So then I started not to reason, not to complain in my day-to-day life also. If I'm late to office, so if my senior officer asks why are you late, I will say I am late, sorry, that's all. So I will not reason my car driver is late, my cook late. Even now I never reason to that. So if I
right,
am do something, I will own up my thing. I will own up the reason and complain to me. So some
right,
people know, they will ask me what like if you join to particular institute, you would have cleared UPSC earlier. I didn't go for any
right,
private institute, because I want the thing that if I am win, that Ramsundar has completed the exam, cleared the exam. If I lose,
right,
I do not want to put the onus on some institute or some training institute that have trained me, because people used to do.
fantastic.
I joined a particular
Right,
training institute, so I have failed. So
right,
that's the thing. So behave like a military person. Military person, like NCC cadet, is a part of military training. That
yeah,
like military thing, no. So don't
right,
complain. Don't give reason. You take onus of yourself and keep engaged. These are the thing, like this thing I have summarized.
exactly. Yeah, I think most complex questions have very simple, because people who are in a leading position, because many a times the answer is very simple, because we search for a lot of things which is quite complex. But as you mentioned, just keep engaging yourself in one or the other thing. And I think even UPSC aspirants should take this as a uh, example, because many times even I've seen a lot of my friends who are just doing that for like 4 5 years. I'm not saying that's wrong, because many people do tend to do that, but they get into a frustration zone where they are not able to they, since complete day they are engaging into one particular thing. They are not exactly uh, engaging them with other kind of things, which is completely different in your way. You kept yourself motivated, you kept yourself engaging in other things. I think that should be one of the main reasons you were able to be focused in what you exactly wanted. Amazing, Ramsundar. So thanks for your time. Let's connect more, let's create more engagement activities. I think we were planning for certain collaborations also, definitely looking forward to create, because even me and my teammates, we were discussing about what type of engaging activities which we can do for the in the villages of the country, and we are planning for certain things. Definitely looking forward to people like you to create certain positive impact together in the society. So thanks for your time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Ramsundar.
And that's the end of the third episode of Dare2Begin. Hope you all enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more interesting conversations exclusively in the field of entrepreneurship. Thank you all.